الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد مصطفى صلى الله عليه وسلم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. We are very excited. Inshallah, we are starting a new series with youth programs on Saturdays, and today we have the notorious, mashallah, Shaykh Azfar Uddin. After failing to achieve his lifelong goal of being a three-star athlete and playing for the Chicago Bears, Chicago Cubs, and Chicago Bulls, all at the same time, Asfaruddin found his calling leading teaching and explaining the Quran and the prophetic practice in such a manner as to reach all ages, children, youth, adults, and elderly, despite their religious or spiritual condition, as the Imam of Islamic Foundation North. He is a CEO of Concise Advice, a YouTube channel geared towards teaching different aspects of Islam, consisting of Muslim scholars, students, students of knowledge, doctors, lawyers, and Muslim professionals. Shaykh Asfaruddin enjoys going on long walks with his wife and two children. In all seriousness, Shaykh Asfaruddin, mashallah, is a very close friend of mine. He studied at the Institute of Islamic Education, completed his Tahfidh al-Quran over there. He started his Alim course over there as well and completed and finished at Darul Uloom Online. MashaAllah, he's currently serving as the Imam and Director of Islamic Foundation North. He previously has served as an English teacher at Islamic Foundation School as well. MashaAllah, he's full of energy, and sometimes you may catch him at Ackerman playing basketball. Without further ado, Shaykh Farasuddin, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hope you all are doing well. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Bismillahi walhamdulillahi wa salatu wa salamu ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. قال تعالى شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان. صدق الله العظيم. Alhamdulillah, Allah has accepted our du'as that we made in the month of Rajab and Sha'ban. Ya Allah, allow us to reach the month of Ramadan. He has accepted that du'a. Some of us did not even make this prophetic du'a. Allahumma barik lana fi Rajab wa Sha'ban. Yet, out of Allah's sheer rahmah and mercy, He still allowed us to reach the month of Ramadan. Shaykh Hussein said the benefits of an event occur far before the actual event occurs. The benefits of an event, they occur far before the actual event occurs. Some of us did not prepare for the month of Ramadan. For some of us, this is our second fast, and the last time we fasted before yesterday was last year, was the last Ramadan. For some of us, the last time we read the Quran was last year in Ramadan. Some of us did not do our shopping in the month of Sha'ban, and now instead of performing acts of ibadah in the month of Ramadan, we are doing our shopping now in Ramadan. Some of us did not learn the fiqh of Ramadan before Ramadan, and we're trying to learn it now. Some of us did not learn the virtues of zakat and the fiqh of zakat before Ramadan, and now we are gonna give our zakat, and now we're learning it. Right? So some of us did not prepare for Ramadan the way we are supposed to prepare for Ramadan. We have just started our car. Some of us are just stretching our muscles, and it's gonna take a few days to get warmed up. What's done is done. We cannot change the past. Moving forward, how can I get the best out of Ramadan? That is my topic for today. How can I get the best out of Ramadan. So I'm going to share a slide with you all. Before I give my tips on how we can get the best out of this Ramadan, go ahead and put it on the chat box. What do you think is the best way on how you can get the best and the most out of this Ramadan? So while I'm putting on the chat, I'm putting on the PowerPoint. Go ahead and put that on the chat box. Hamza, if you can let me know if people could see it, I'd appreciate it. Slide. Hamza, do you know if the people can see the PowerPoint? Slide. Yes. Yes, okay, great. Okay, jazakallah khairan. All right, how can I make the most out of Ramadan? Go ahead and fill in the blank. This Ramadan is going to be, I'll wait for your responses. This Ramadan is going to be, I'm opening up the link so I can see your responses. Sorry, it's taking me some time to load up the link. Okay, let's see the comments. You can see the hat. Okay, I see it. Okay. There we go. Sorry, it's taking me some time to load up the link. Fasting and praying tahajjud. Okay. A time for change, a time for setting goals. All right. Thanks for sharing that. All right, let's continue. Some people are saying that this Ramadan is going to be the worst Ramadan because there's not going to be any communal effort. But if you want to make the most out of this Ramadan, brothers and sisters, having the right mindset is crucial. Having the right mindset is crucial to your success. As Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, how amazing is the affair of the believer. There is good for him in every matter. And this is not the case for anyone except the believer. If something good befalls him, he is happy and he thanks Allah. And thus there is good for him. But if he is harmed, then he shows patience and there's good for him in that as well. So how amazing is the affair of the believer? Why? Because the believer has the right mindset. Mindset is crucial to success. Psychologist Carl Dweck writes in her book Mindset that some people have a fixed mindset. As you see the person on the left, they believe their basic abilities are fixed traits and their iman they're fixed. Their iman is fixed and they believe their iman will not increase in Ramadan because they are not going to the masjid. The person on the right has a growth mindset and they believe their iman and their intelligence and their abilities can be increased and can be developed with effort. Let me ask you another question. why is this Ramadan going to be more challenging for others to adapt? You see this policeman in Pakistan pleading with an uncle, please don't enter the masjid. One of the 7 groups of people who will be under the shade of Allah, رَجُلٌ قَلْبُهُ مُعَلَّقٌ فِي الْمَسَاجِدِ. That person whose heart was attached to the masjid. That's why it was extremely difficult for these individuals to adapt. I spoke with a brother a few days ago, and he was almost in tears. He would come to my masjid. He comes to the masjid twice a day, once in Fajr and once in Isha. And he was about to go in tears. He was holding it back because he realized reality was sinking in. He's not going to pray in Jama'ah. Now, praying in congregation is what some people look forward to the most. That is their highlight. What is your highlight, brothers and sisters? Go ahead and put it on the chat box. What is the thing that you look most forward to do? For some people, praying in congregation, that was the thing that they look forward to do. That was their highlight. So I make dua to Allah, Allahumma habbibna fi salat al-jama'ah. Ya Allah, allow us to also love praying in congregation. So some of us, even leaders, I've heard this, they say, what's the big deal? Why can't you guys adapt? No, it should be easy to adapt. It's easy for you to say because your hearts wasn't even attached to the masjid. You barely came to the masjid. But for these individuals whose hearts are attached to the masjid, they would come 2 times a day, 3 times a day, 5 times a day. This was their highlight of the day. Right? That's why it's very difficult for them to adapt. Imagine you're not able to do your favorite activity. According to Howard Gardner, some of us are intrapersonal. So we love i'tikaf. We love that. We love secret places. We love that time alone. We love that qiyamul layl all alone. We love doing self-paced projects. So for them, this virus is a blessing. It's an amazing blessing. But for those of us whose multiple intelligence is interpersonal, it's going to be a little bit more of a challenge to adapt in Ramadan, right? Because some of us learn best through group activities, through group prayers, through our friends. Ar-rajulu ala dini khalilih. Rasulullah ﷺ said about some of us that our religion is based totally on our friends' religion. Right? So some of us, our iman increases through different ways. There's different doors of paradise. Our iman increases through different ways. Through social gatherings, through community events. Right? So don't say, oh, why can't you adapt? That's probably the best way how this person increases their iman. So to my respected brothers and sisters whose hearts were attached to the masjid, I have this message for you. And that is, yes, these societal events in Ramadan gave you that communal spirit, but your iman should not solely depend on congregation. Your iman should not totally depend on the crowd. I love hearing that Ameen at the end of Surah Al-Fatiha, right? That gives the imam a boost as well. But all you need for this Ramadan, إِلَّا مَنْ أَتَى اللَّهَ بِقَلْبٍ سَلِيمٍ, a sound heart, an attentive heart. Okay? So try to adjust in that manner. As Allah says, فَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ مَا اسْتَطَعْتُمْ. Try to have taqwa of Allah as much as you can. Worry about those things which are in your control. Have a growth mindset, not a fixed mindset. Worry about those things which are in your control. So which mindset will you have in this Ramadan? A fixed mindset or a growth mindset? Some of us with a fixed mindset, we are saying, no communal tarawih, my iman is not going to increase. Those with a growth mindset will say, no communal tarawih, No problem. I got more time to focus on individual ibadah. I got time to pray with my family. Those with a fixed mindset are saying, I wanted to hear this Imam's voice. Now my Ramadan is ruined because I cannot hear his voice. Those with the growth mindset are saying, well, let me improve my own recitation. Those with a fixed mindset are saying, this is too hard, I give up. I cannot increase my iman in Ramadan without the community. Those with the growth mindset are saying, let me use a different strategy to increase my iman. Those with a fixed mindset are saying, I failed, and I'm going to attach my failure to my self-worth. I cannot increase my iman without the crowd. And those with a growth mindset are saying, I failed, but hey, at least I gained knowledge and I gained experience on what does not work. Let me try another strategy. Right? Just may take some time. Sometimes if someone says something about us and we find out and we hear, oh my gosh, what this person said about me, it wasn't even true. And then we get angry, our blood pressure increases. But those with the growth mindset, like Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when they called him mudhammam, when they called him abtar, what was his response? I can't control what others are saying. They're making fun of someone by the name of mudhammam. My name is Muhammad. I don't know who they're talking about. Those with a fixed mindset, plan A didn't work. But those with the growth mindset will say, let's go to plan B. Plan B doesn't even work. Let's go to plan C. Some people will say, I don't like to be challenged, but those with the growth mindset will say, yes, this Ramadan is going to be a challenge, but challenges help me grow. Some people, when they get feedback, especially the youth, we like receiving feedback in a sandwich manner, and meaning positive feedback and then negative feedback and then positive feedback. And we don't like it when people give us feedback publicly. But even if your parents or your teachers or someone didn't give you feedback the right way, people with a growth mindset will say, he may not have given me feedback the proper way, but was there any truth to his feedback? Was there something that I can learn from? A lot of people with a fixed mindset, when they see others are succeeding, they feel threatened. They get jealous. Whereas the sunnah is, when we see others succeeding, we are supposed to be inspired. We are supposed to get motivated by other people's success. So which mindset will you have this Ramadan? Common question that Imams get at the end of Ramadan is, how will I know my Ramadan will be accepted? One way to ensure that your Ramadan is accepted is if you improved in one way. If you improved in one way. So ask yourself this question. What is one trait that you want to change about yourself? A lot of people don't like answering this question. Why? Because this question demands that they be vulnerable. They have to be vulnerable. And we don't like being vulnerable. Now, you do have to be careful of who you be vulnerable with, because sometimes people will take advantage of your vulnerability and your feelings, and they'll use it against you. But we should all have someone who we can be real with, who we can be vulnerable with, who can keep us in check. Because a lot of people, a lot of leaders out there, they like to present themselves as perfect, as untouchable creatures, and they mask their weaknesses with arrogance. But those people who are vulnerable, like Umar radiallahu anhu, حاسبوا قبل أن تحاسبوا, they demonstrate the fact that you are ready to take accountability for your actions, for your emotions, for your thoughts, when you are vulnerable. There's many benefits of being vulnerable. This makes us human beings because we all have traits that we need to improve on. And this is a question that people receive in job interviews. What is one trait that you want to change about yourself? And my respected youngsters, you have to be tactful on how you respond to this job interview question, because you don't want to say something that later on the employer will use it against you. But at the same time, this question right here, this is a question that we need to ask ourselves privately, because this is one of the etiquettes of dua. You need to be completely vulnerable with Allah. Allahumma, because one of the etiquettes of dua is you acknowledge your sins and you be vulnerable. Allahumma inni zalamtu nafsi dhulman kathira wa la yaghfiru dhunuba illa ant. As Allah says, don't think that you are pure. فَلَا تُزَكُّوا أَنفُسَكُمْ. Don't think that you are now pure. You don't have to work on anything else. Allah knows who has the most taqwa. Our mother Aisha radiallahu anha was one day asked, مَتَى أَعْلَمْ أَنِّي مُحْسِنٌ? Oh, my mother Aisha, when will I know I have reached the highest level of Islam? When will I know I have become a muhsin? She said, إِذَا عَلِمْتَ أَنَّكَ مُسِيءٌ, as long as you consider yourself to be evil. فَلَا تُزَكُّوا أَنفُسَكُمْ. Never consider yourselves to be pure. There's always something that we can change about ourselves. So I asked this question to my community, to the youth every year, and these were the following responses I received. Someone wrote to be moderate in their food intake. So today in iftar, you can enjoy your iftar. You earned it, alhamdulillah. But remember, a third for food, a third for water, and a third for air. It's going to be tough, but you can do it. It will require the help of your whoever is cooking the food. And you got to be smart when you have suhoor as well, because some people, they think that if they have a big breakfast, they will stay full for a longer period of time. But doctors have mentioned that a bigger breakfast does not necessarily mean that you are absorbing more nutrients. I'm not sure if you guys watched Khalil Center's preparation for Ramadan lecture. So one of the doctors, Dr. Haq, mentioned that meats and good fats will keep you full the longest. So try that for suhoor, inshallah. Be moderate in your food intake. Another person, when I asked this question, they said, I want to be consistent and give $1 every day in the month of Ramadan, as our deen is all about consistency. Another person said they want to memorize one line a day and then recite that one line in Taraweeh. Another person said they wanted to strengthen ties with toxic family members. Another person said they wanted to be able to make dua for more than 5 minutes. You got to learn the etiquettes of dua. Parents, if you're listening, you need to model the etiquettes of dua. You need to bring your child in. When you're making dua, have them sit on your lap. Follow the etiquettes of dua, such as facing the qibla, starting with salawat, and they will copy you. Parents, please model in front of your kids the etiquettes of making dua. I cannot tell you the number of students I've had who have not been able to make dua for more than 10 seconds. That is sad. Another person wrote, I want binge watch on, I don't even know what that is, TikTok. Another person mentioned, I will read 5 minutes of Quran a day, once again being consistent. Another person said they will forgive everyone who has hurt me. Even if that person did not ask for your forgiveness, I will still recommend that you forgive that person. even if that person doesn't deserve your forgiveness, you should still forgive. Why? Because if you don't forgive, that person will be occupying your mind. And since he or she is occupying your mind, you cannot be productive. Forgive for your own benefit. Forgive, brothers and sisters, for your own benefit. Free your heart of resentment. Listening to Quran 5 minutes a day. Our throats get really dry in the month of Ramadan. So sometimes if we cannot read during the day, bust out your favorite qari and listen to him. Another sister wrote this. I liked 7 of these, so I'll share 7 of them with you. One, of course, to forgive. If you want Allah to forgive you in this month, then you need to forgive others as well. This one is very important for community leaders, about to say no when I need rest. Saying the ta'awud, a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, bismillahir rahmanir rahim, before you do any action. Being intentional with your words and with your actions, saying what you mean and meaning what you say, but don't be mean when you say it. You know what I mean? And to pray with inner peace. This is something the prophets would do. They would be very expressive with gratitude. They would verbally state it. Of course, to nourish and be nourished. So when I get asked this question, how can I get the most out of Ramadan? It's easy for me to say, guys, do this, or you should do this, or you should do that. But if you want it to have a real impact on your heart, this seminar is not going to change you. This talk is not going to change you. You can change yourself. For that reason, my respected brothers and sisters, I'm not going to say, guys, these are the 10 tips to have a successful Ramadan. No, you need to create your own customized goals. This will create ownership. You create your own customized goals. Okay, and the best way to do this is through using these SMART goals. Many people, when they make goals at the beginning of the year or at Ramadan, they don't achieve their goals. Why? Because their goals are vague. I want to be a better Muslim. Okay, how are you going to be a better Muslim? They're not measurable. So let's do one together. I will open up the YouTube link so I can see your comments. Let's do one together right now. What should I put here for specific? What exactly do I want to happen? YouTube is not working, so I'll put an example. Be able to make dua longer than 5 minutes. I will know when I reach my goals when able to make the dua for longer than 5 minutes. With hard work, is it possible to achieve this goal? Yes. Is it relevant? Absolutely it is, because Ramadan is the month of forgiveness. I will reach my goal by, and you can say by the 10th of Ramadan. That's it, brothers and sisters. That's it. Look how easy that was. Just do a quick Google search, type in SMART Goals template, and then, so my only action item for today is print out that SMART Goals handout, and then work on your SMART Goals after this talk is over for the next 5 to 10 minutes, if you really are interested in making the most out of this Ramadan. And then the last day of Ramadan, review your goals. Did you achieve your goals? And then 1 month after Ramadan, that's a sign that your Ramadan was accepted. if you changed in one way. So 1 month after Ramadan, review your goals once more. I make dua to Allah, Ya Allah, make us amongst those whose Ramadan is accepted. Ya Allah, forgive our sins, our major sins and our minor sins. Allahumma tahhir qulubana min al-nifaq wa a'malana min al-riya. Oh Allah, purify our hearts from hypocrisy and purify our actions from ostentation. Wa al-sinatana min al-kadhib, and protect our tongues from lying. فإنك تعلم خائنة الأعين وما تخفي الصدور. آمين يا رب. I'll open it up for Q&A. Let us see your... وما تخفي الصدور. آمين يا رب. I'll open for Q&A. Okay, does anyone have any questions or comments? Looks like my chat is not working. Hamza, if you want to put it on the chat, on the Zoom chat, the people's questions, and I think I can respond like that. Okay, no questions. Okay. All right, may Allah bless you all. Allah accept our Ramadan. Inshallah, see you all maybe soon after this whole thing is over. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.